I think that that subreddit is operating as a literal.
Does it make you sad that
I think that that subreddit is operating as a literal fucking Ponzi scheme. And I think that the scariest thing that Wall Street Bets is doing is they are selectively showing you what they want to show you on the front page, which, by the way, this is what Wall Street Bets was originally about. What is happening right now is the type of shit that Wall Street Bets would have made fun of 2 years ago. A bunch of dipshits thinking they can outcompete. I think that that subreddit is operating as a literal fucking Ponzi scheme. And I think that the scariest thing that Wall Street Bets is doing is they are selectively showing you what they want to show you on the front page, which, by the way, this is what Wall Street Bets was originally about. What is happening right now is the type of shit that Wall Street Bets would have made fun of 2 years ago. A bunch of dipshits thinking they can outcompete hedge funds buying fucking massively volatile securities is exactly the type of stupid shit that Wall Street Bets would have made fun of 2 years ago. But now they're actually cheerleading it. They're cheering it on. And they are deleting threads of people that are asking questions like, hey, what's going on? Hey, blah, blah. That's pretty fucking disgusting to me. Because there are a lot of new people now that are still buying in people as people that are asking, like, buy, buy, buy. There were even people posting, like, I saw some thread earlier where some guy posted like some really huge gain that he'd made at silver, and they downvoted the fuck out of the thread. And the guy was like, "Why the fuck are you dipshits downvoting this? Like, I YOLO'd my fucking money on silver and I made a ton." And they're like, "No, that's the media narrative. That's the media narrative. You can't talk about silver here. Like, we're only talking about you." It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you guys downvoting somebody who YOLO'd and won? Because it doesn't fit like the current like political narrative of the sub, which is very strange to think about. But like, all right, here are my big predictions. Okay, are you ready? Okay, number one, anybody posting any comparison between this and the Volkswagen squeeze can instantly ignore, okay? Pretty sure in the Volkswagen squeeze there was like one company that owned like fucking Porsche owned like over 40 or 70% or whatever. Just, it's not comparable to this, okay? Yeah, I think at the end of it, Porsche had like 75% of the shares of fucking Volkswagen, okay? This is not comparable, okay? Anybody that starts to say that like, oh, Volkswagen, remember, we're at this point right now, it's about to go to the moon, it's about to go up. It's not fucking happening, okay? It's not fucking happening, I'm sorry. Number one. Number two, you know what I bet? You know what has probably already happened? You know what's probably already happened? All the short positions are probably already covered. I'm sorry to say this, sorry to burst your bubble, sorry to make you feel bad, but I'm pretty sure all the short positions are probably already covered. And right now, all the new short positions are probably waiting for the stock to deflate. So all the hedge funds that you guys thought you were owning, not only are you making them wealthy because as you buy more and more at like the top of this, you're probably buying from other large funds. Now when the stocks tank and you try to sell all your shit off, now hedges are probably going to be making, funds are probably going to be making money on the way down because they're going to short it as it falls. So you're actually getting like quadruple fucked. Funds are making so much fucking money on this right now, and they're going to make money on the way up, which they did, and they're going to make money on the way down, which they will, and you're going to get completely fucked. Yeah, my bullshit take, I don't think that stock is ever going above $300 again. Do any of you know what a Ponzi scheme is? I know what a Ponzi scheme is. A Ponzi scheme is when you have a whole bunch of people on Wall Street bets that are really fucking nervous because they all bought in at $300 or $200, and they're trying to get a whole bunch of new people to buy in to keep inflating the price of the stock so that they can sell it and piece the fuck out where they tell you dipshits to hold with diamond hands. That's what's happening. What's happening is a whole bunch of people on Wall Street bets are begging you to please keep buying this fucking shitty security so that they can put a down payment on a new Porsche. That's what's happening. I posted 3 threads where the word Ponzi scheme in the title was banned after the 3rd, and all were deleted within the 1st minute. Nice. They gained 6 million subs in the past few weeks. It's mostly new products posted now. Yeah, probably.
Somebody made a really big deal the other day when I said what we just saw is the most criminal thing that is ever currently. I mean, because remember, I'll give you an example. Somebody made a really big deal the other day when I said what we just saw is the most criminal thing that has ever happened to the American people. And a lot of people took that and said, Stocky is saying that what happened is illegal. And I think that people don't understand what a figure of speech is, and so I need to use smaller words next
It was a figure of speech.
time. So when you say something is criminal, you're not actually calling it illegal. When you say to your friend, hey, did you go, you bought that car, right? Yeah, I got the new car. How much did you pay for it? Like $27,000. What was the interest rate? 22%? Dude, that's criminal. It's not illegal, right? So, I think people need to understand that, and obviously we're going to see what comes out of this.
Do we want to listen to Slasher on Fox? Oh, I listened to this earlier on the plane, and I cringed really fucking hard.
Is a gaming...
I know that it's not going to happen, but, like, people should be held accountable for this. They're not going to be, but, like, and no one will care, because nobody ever cares about this shit. Like, legally held accountable? No, not legally. I don't think you can be legally held accountable, but just, like, people should shit on these people a lot. And you should, like, look down on a lot of the streamers that drove the hype behind this. Because a lot of dumb fucks are losing their money now because of dipshits that are just cheering on this stupid fucking way to make other hedge funds rich. Yeah, but we can listen to it.
I want to bring in Rod Breslaw, a newcomer to the show. Rod is a gaming journalist, and he knows the mindset of the Reddit Robinhood crowd. Let's get inside the mind of this crowd, please, Rob, and tell me, are they crusaders fighting the big guys? Is that what it's all about?
I mean, of course, some of these people are trying to make money, and the original person who, started all this, Roaring Kitty, known as DFV on Reddit, he went from $50,000 now holding to maybe like 40 million or so far, and he, as far back as last year, was saying that GameStop is a good stock. He likes the stock.
I like how Rod tries to put as many fucking memes in here as possible for his fucking interview.
That GameStop is a good stock. He likes the stock, and there is real value there, and it is worth really investing in. And so there are people that on this Reddit and throughout the internet that are definitely trying to use this to make money. However, the overwhelmingly large portion of this is to stick it to the hedge funds, is to stick it to these banks. I mean, a lot of these people who are on this Reddit grew up during the 2009 financial crisis. They saw their parents lose their homes. They saw their parents lose their jobs. They saw the economy collapse, and then they saw the banks get bailed out. They saw the hedge funds continue.
I just don't get it. Like, what is the point of this self-immolation? Do people actually think they're doing anything to the hedge funds? So what people are delusionally thinking right now, and people are writing so much fan fiction about this, I said people are going to make up excuses for why it didn't work out. Now remember, okay? Anytime you ever watch somebody, like, look at stock patterns, and they start saying things like the double raging bull, or like the triple crescent, or like the double back arrow, or anytime you get somebody, if they have TA written anywhere and describing what they do, okay? People can make up any type of reason they want to fit, like, backwards any type of pattern that they want, okay? And there are going to be reasons why, like, people will say, like, oh, the only reason it failed is because this guy did that, they did that, the media did that. There's always going to be somebody to blame, okay? When it comes to stocks, like, stocks are like the evolutionary psychology of the fucking finance world or whatever, right? You can make up any fucking story you want to explain anything you want, and you'll always be right, right? Well, the reason why we evolved this is so they did blah, blah, blah. You can do, it's like, yeah, okay. Sure, whatever you say. I mean, like, you have no way of knowing that. Like, that could literally just be a byproduct of something else, but okay, sure. And stocks, people that do transactional analysis or whatever, or people that try to read the charts on stocks, is the same fucking thing. You're just as good with an astrologer. People that are, like, think they're buying and they're hitting, like, they're not destroying the hedge funds, okay? Chances are, listen, all the big shorts are covered, all right? There's not going to be a squeeze. That price is not going up. People are going to hold and hold and hold. All the big funds have probably exited the worst positions, and now it's just retailers getting fucked by sharks. That's probably what's going to happen for the rest of the for the next week or two, that's it.
To roll over the normal people.
Oh, I remember what I was saying now. People seem to think, so people are under the delusion right now that Melvin still has all of these outstanding massive shorts that they need to cover. So they think that Melvin right now, Melvin Capital, they think that they're just waiting for people to get bored so that they can buy a whole bunch of stock off the market to return the shorts and cover their position. That's what they think is happening. So they think that, like, as long as they all keep holding, because of course retailers are controlling most of the volume, which is, by the way, not even remotely true, right? As long as they keep holding, inevitably, in a week or two, those shares are going to $1,000, $10,000 a share, because retailers are holding so many of those shares. And eventually Melvin Capital is going to have to come in and buy them up. And as long as you hold and you don't sell, you're going to be able to offload those for 10 grand a pop. That's what people are under the delusion of thinking. 1,000,000%. And it's not going to happen. That price is never bumping up, right? That price is never bumping up. It's going to sit, it's going to fall every fucking day. And people are delusionally thinking, and they're being cheered on. And here's Rod doing it again on fucking national media. People are cheering on these dipshits that are just throwing their money at the hedge funds.
Economy collapse, and then they saw the banks get bailed out. They saw the hedge funds continue to roll over the normal people.
If GME hits 300 again, will you admit you're wrong? It's possible that in the course of a day it spikes to 300, but it's not closing there again. And even if it did hit 300, that's not what people are saying it's going to. People are saying it's going to 1,000 or 10,000. Like, that's like the current trend is don't sell until it hits $1,000. I mean, it could spike up during the course. So like today it closed at 225, and I'm not watching candlesticks. On Google, the peak price was 315. I think the after hours, last I checked, it was 195. Right now it's 190. It's possible that maybe the market's open and maybe under low volume, maybe it peaks to 300 or something. But like, there's not going to be significant volume at these levels. Put money on it then. I can't put. Why don't you put money in it and short it if you're so confident? Because every intelligent person in the world knows to short the fuck out of this stock. So I can't make money doing that, because all of the short positions and all of the people doing puts or whatever on this kind of thing, like the premiums for these contracts are very fucking high because other funds are already doing it. I'm not saying anything like radical here. Other hedge funds and other huge like market movers, like people that actually have capital, are already like doing the massive shorting, and they're already doing like the big option plays. So if you want to get in on that, you're going to be paying a big premium to do it. I'm not saying anything particularly insightful or particularly intelligent here. Like, I'm just telling you, like, pretty obviously what's happening. Kind of like when I said, like, Biden is probably going to win. Like, some people still give me credit as, like, wow, that was, like, a really good call. Like, it was like, no, he was pulling ahead the entire fucking time. Like, it was pretty obvious that Biden was going to win. Like, that wasn't really that ingenious of a call. Like, yeah.
In this country, and now they found a way, more than Occupy Wall Street was ever able to do, to really stick it to the people who have been in charge, who control the money, and who have been trying to manipulate the market for the big banks and for the big money. They have found a way to try to get it to them and to have it for the little guys. So for most people on Reddit, on the subreddit, gamers, on the internet, this is a way to really stick it to the hedge funds. This is a way to really get back at them, and that's why they're in it for the long haul. That's why they're in it for the long haul. I think is it called bag holding? Is when you hold on to a security until the stock drops to basically fucking nothing. Like, how stupid. And here you are, like, cheering it on now, and now people are like, oh my god, we got on fucking Fox News, we're fucking holding. You're losing your ass. God, dude. I wish Reckful was alive for this, because I would really want to hear his opinion on this. God, fuck. I feel like he would be going fucking crazy on Twitter with how fucking delusionally stupid these people are when it comes to trading stocks. Holy shit.
Imagine creating a Ponzi scheme and then get celebrated for it as some kind of hero for the little man. Must be nice.
To hold no matter what happens.
Well, they're going to lose their shirts. I mean, look, GameStop right now is down 26%, $85. You're back to $239.
True. Oh, and then the guy he's talking to, the financial commentator, or I don't even know, the guy who's meant to be a news anchor, this guy dropped some big truths.
It's a way to really get back at them, and that's why they're in it for the long haul. That's why they're in it to hold no matter what happens.
Well, they're going to lose their shirts. I mean, look, GameStop right now is down 26%, $85. You're back to $239. Somebody...
$190 now, after hours, yeah.
Bought GameStop at $400, $450, $500, $350.
Who do you think was buying at those peaks? Do you think it was funds that were trying to jump in a week late? Or do you think it was other retailer dipshits that were paying off sharks?
And now, down to 244. Are the little guys prepared, because they're in a crusade against the big guys, are they prepared to lose their shirts in this battle?
Yes, they are. DFV, the person I just mentioned who started all this, he was down $15 million last week when Robinhood on Thursday.
So to be clear, my understanding is that DFV has actually done a lot of homework into investing in this. DFV was in this in the beginning at a much lower, oh God, what do you call the average cost of all of your shares? There's a name for this and I forgot it. But his average, like his average holding or whatever, was way lower. Cost basis. His cost basis is way lower. 1. 2, he's in this because of a lot of research that he did, not just trying to sell a fuck over a hedge fund. And 3, he's already liquidated a lot of his shares, so he's already pulled out and made like over $10 million fucking dollars. Yeah, and he's also covering his position with options on both sides. Don't compare the average retailer dipshit to fucking DFV. What a stupid... How are you trying to latch onto him and pretend that like you're in his fucking league right now? Like, oh my God, like, I guess it's funny that he's like holding on and watching a whole bunch of other people like tank their shit afterwards, but like...
Thursday initiated these stops, so you can't buy all the market shares. By the way, Robinhood deserves a lot of the blame for all of this. I mean, of course, there are other brokers involved in this, but I mean, Vlad was on talking to Elon Musk last night, and he's been a PR nightmare, I think, for that company. Robinhood really has screwed over its customers.
Imagine thinking that retailers are going to fuck over hedge funds when they're too stupid to figure out what other brokerage they can use that doesn't have like a fucking mobile app for trading, that doesn't like flash fancy colors at you when you successfully execute a fucking trade. Like, are you fucking serious right now? These are the guys that are going to be taking out the hedge funds? Are people that can't figure out how to use like brokerages that don't have fucking like ads for them on Reddit? Like, are you serious right now? Like, come on.
Screwed over the people. It has not had the capital to be able to continue on. To restrict it to only one share buying on Friday on to end today is ridiculous, and they bear a lot of the responsibility for why the stock went down on Thursday, and that has now continued on to this.
And just remember, okay, I'm saying it here first. The DGG analyst is saying it here first. There's going to be a million reasons why people are going to blame the inevitable fall of this stock. They're going to blame the media. They're going to blame probably the Jews. They're going to blame fucking, they're going to blame other Reddit admins probably for closing threads or something. They're going to fucking blame, they're probably going to blame other dumb retailers. They're probably going to blame other funds. They're going to blame brokerages. There's going to be a ton of blame to, there's going to be a ton of blame that they're going to have for every other person, aside from looking at just like the really obvious case that like, yeah, maybe Obama.
Pace. Of course, there are other reasons here, but Robinhood not having the capital, having to raise $3 billion in the last few days, that is on them. And for a lot of people, it just looks like they're trying to help out the hedge funds. They're trying to help out their investors. They're trying to get out of all the problems that they've caused. So really, people are going to be sticking in this for the long haul, yes.
Okay, but any hedge fund that has now gone short on GameStop is going to be in the money, and that's the way it is. And the little guy is out of the money. Rob, I'm out of time. Sorry, but there was good insight into the mindset there, and we appreciate it. Thanks very much.
But whatever. What are you going to do? I bought 3 shares at $2.98 each. Should I pull out? I don't know what I'm doing. Listen, dude. Good luck. Said, I don't know the names. I'm really bad at the names of it. It would be a... Would it be a market... Would it be a market limit order at 300 so that if it hits that, you sell? Oh, a stop loss? Can you? What do you? Is there a stop loss you can set above? There's got to be one that above like what it currently goes for. There's got to be a name for that, isn't there? Like I know a stop loss is when it goes down to present it. Oh, a limit sell. Yeah. But also this isn't investment advice, so good luck. Listen, man, do what you want, okay? Figure it out. Good luck. 189 after hours, Destiny LOL, 300 stop limit, not going to do anything for that poor guy. It's possible that in like the craziness tomorrow, depending on the volume, that like it spikes, right? Maybe like if somebody comes in, if some like hero comes in and tries to buy a fuck ton, maybe they shoot it or pump it to 400 like really quickly or something. I don't know. I don't know how many people right now are holding, like trying to exit that like bought in at like 250, 300, 350, 400. You know, it's hard to say. If I was better at like reading books or whatever, maybe I could tell you. I'm sure that information could be found out there. RagePub would probably know. But why is the media giving so much credit for the short squeeze to the retailers? I don't know. I don't think anybody knows how any of the fucking market shit works. So probably nobody. I don't know. This guy bought 320. Oh, he bought at 320, down 100K. Damn. Yikes. Were you personally surprised that this many outlets and people in general are this confused on the subject? No, trading is like pretty complicated. And usually whenever anything remotely complicated comes up, usually everybody just like hijacks it for political narratives. I experienced a lot of this around the Occupy Wall Street shit. A lot of the Occupy Wall Street rhetoric, people just don't know finance. It's kind of complicated. I don't blame them. But like a lot of people just don't know finance. And they just like, and a lot of people talk a lot of shit. And you can get away with talking a lot of shit. That's why you can be called like the stock guy and not really have a basic understanding of what's going on in markets either, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've read through so many of these cringy Wall Street Bets post takes today. It needs to be said louder and more often. We are killing it. I know everyone is a bit shaken by today. I've seen many people complaining that there must be some paper handers among us. But look at the evidence. That isn't a problem. We're actually fucking crushing it. The price action today is complete bullshit. Short ladder attacks mostly. We're getting to the end of their bag of tricks. I'm not even worried anymore, and I almost never trust crowds. When you look at the volume, you see that we're overwhelmingly diamond-handed motherfuckers. Is there some reason why people hate hedge funds enough to throw away money? I don't know, just because usually hedge funds are... I think usually hedge funds require like a minimum pretty high investment to get into. Like if it's a hedge fund, usually it's run and made for pretty wealthy people, so people are probably pretty upset about them. But I could be wrong, but I don't think most hedge funds even outcompete general funds, right? Like, I don't think that actually happens. I thought, didn't Buffett make a huge bet with like every other fucking hedge fund in the fucking world? And they all lost? I thought every single person that challenged Buffett on that bet on whether or not any fund would outcompete the market over some long term, like all of them lost. Okay. A huge chunk of hedge funds come from pension programs with state workers. People are deluded into thinking that only high net worth individuals invest into funds. Oh, okay. For some reason I was under the impression that usually when people say hedge fund, that alludes to like a higher, like you need more capital to enter the fund. But step 3 will be to like flesh out like an actual document interspersed with people's thoughts and ideas. Yeah. I think the big thing that I want to focus on for GME is I think that GME shows a massive failure on the more than a failure. I think GME shows massive hypocrisy with content creators, so everybody in the YouTube and Twitch sphere, and viewers. And I think both sides need to be held equally accountable. People always say that they want nonpartisan media. People always say they want to read like what's factually correct and they want people to do their homework, blah, blah, blah. But that's not how you guys act. Like, you guys just want to see the most sensationalized shit you can possibly get your hands on. And that's what you want to watch, and that's what you'll consume. And then, in turn, content creators that will complain about mainstream media are actually just trying to supply that sensational media that people want to consume. So, like, the fault both belongs to media creators, except for, oddly enough, possibly the mainstream media, which might have been exactly right on this. I'm going to have to go through and double-check their coverage. But the responsibility of this is going to fall for sure on alternative media, and their coverage, and then how you guys consume media. People on Reddit, people on Twitter, because, oh my God. The worst part about this particular thing is that it actually does real damage to people on the ground now. Like, actual people are getting fucked now because they're investing in these dumbass meme stocks that they shouldn't be investing into. And I hope that by like doing a document like this, I can show you like, hey, look, like you thought that this guy was like credible, but look at what he said during this thing, or look at what this person was talking about when this happened. That hopefully by like showcasing stuff like that, people are like, oh, okay, well maybe this person isn't really a reliable person to get information from, because when it came time for them to do even rudimentary homework, I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. So I feel like, and I kind of don't want to say this because I do get a small ego boost from being like, oh, Destiny, he's so smart, blah, 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 blah. If I'm going to be totally honest with you guys, 100%, cumulatively, the total amount of reading and research that I've done on this stock related stuff is less than 3 hours, maybe less than 2 hours. And I feel like I am more informed than 99% of content creators talking about this. That shouldn't be possible. Something is very, 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 very fucking wrong there if that's the case. Like, for all the information that I have related to all of this, like, MSE stuff, or I'm sorry, I don't know what MSE stands for. I keep saying MSE. For all the GME stuff, I feel like I'm more informed than almost every single other content creator talking about it. Like, which that's just unreal. It shouldn't be happening. Will this not cause those to do the same to you, or worse, band together to take you down, hurt you financially? I've already been hurt financially. I think my credibility is unassailable. I don't know. I think that I'm pretty credible when I talk about things. I get stuff wrong, but I think I generally do my homework. Like, I think it's pretty rare. I'm sure it's happened before, but I think it's pretty rare when I'm just like completely fucking wrong, sipping the Kool-Aid totally off base on something because I'm trying to pander to some ideological base. I'm sure I get stuff wrong sometimes, of course. Everybody does. But this was more than that. This was like an intentional misrepresentation or not due diligence of the facts to spread an ideological like narrative, which I think is just disgusting. How much is it your own research and how much is it as input from your community? I don't know, probably 50-50. Talking to Rage Pope helped me a lot, but then I also did a lot of like, honestly, a really great starting point was the CEO conversation from the Weeble guy. That guy was a really good starting point for learning about a lot of the market mechanics stuff.
There's so much going back and forth without any real facts. I think what we're seeing happening in social media, most specifically Reddit, is an echo chamber of concerns people have that have nothing to do with the financial markets and the intentions that go behind stopping a specific stock or a group of stocks from trading.
Because that guy laid it out like pretty clearly. And then from there, as soon as you stop looking at things with a conspiratorial mindset, it's pretty easy to kind of piece together like what exactly is going on. Like everything is like, there wasn't very much like cloak and dagger hidden shit about this. Like all of this was relatively straightforward, unless you're an insane conspiracy theorist. Like, yeah. It's so funny because everybody uses these words like market manipulation, you know? What is market manipulation? Short selling is not market manipulation. You know what market manipulation is? It's telling everybody to buy a stock for the sake of fucking over a hedge fund, silencing dissenting opinions on it, continuing to drive people towards artificially like building up a bubble so that you can cover your own losses, right? And then by only posting information about this, encouraging people to do it over and over and over again, while ending your posts with the metaphorical equivalent of in a video game, right? This isn't investing advice, by the way. Like, Apple is linking part of the U.S. code. It is unlawful for any person, directly or indirectly, by the use of the mails, or any means of instrumentality of interstate commerce, or of any facility of any national securities exchange, or for any member of a national securities exchange. 1, for the purpose of creating a false or misleading appearance of active trading in any security other than a government security, or a false or misleading appearance with respect to the market for any such security. A, to the effect any transaction in such security which involves no change in the beneficial ownership thereof, or B, to enter an order or orders for the purchase of such security with the knowledge that an order or orders of substantially the same size, at substantially the same time, and at substantially the same price for the sale of any such security, blah, 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 blah. To the effect, along with one of the series of transactions, which is like 100% what was happening on this sub. And like the information was being like curated as such.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up? Hey, okay, quick question. I haven't started to do all my reading on this yet to see everything that's happening, but just informally, is there any evidence that the initial drive up in price was even led by retail traders and not like other like investment firms?
So the answer is no, but I don't have access to that evidence. What you would need is level 3 order books. So that's basically saying who's placing these bids and when. Mm-hmm. There's anecdotal evidence based on kind of activity that Citadel has published. And then based on kind of what was happening on Wall Street Bets, that there was people starting to like buy GME on a retail level and push the price a tiny bit. Mm-hmm. The best guess from everybody that I've talked to is that this kind of served as a catalyst for everybody to get in and kind of crush all the people in the short positions. Mm-hmm. So normally like the firms don't like speak together and they don't like talk as like, hey man, you want to go fuck Melvin Capital? Mm-hmm. But kind of when they saw all this activity happening on the online forums, they basically said, you know what? this is a good catalyst. This is going to bring everybody together probably. And so we're going to start going long, and everybody kind of saw that, and they all kind of piled in the trade to just like crush the people on the short side. And then they got out well before the retail people did, and that kind of crushed everything. That's my best guess at that timeline.
Okay, gotcha. That's kind of what I was thinking. Okay, just curious. All right. Were you going to draw the line between responsibility and stupidity? Our comments like, wow, this WSP is really exciting historical. Okay, or you be impugning anyone with the platform? The problem is that the information for you to be informed is out there, and you are informing an audience now who's going to go out and spend money based on what you say. I don't understand why people, and even in my community, people are like, oh, Destiny. It's not that they were like blah, blah, blah. They were just like being dumb. It's like, okay, well, and I was being dumb when I called people the F word online. Like, why is one okay but not the other? It's kind of your responsibility as somebody that's disseminating a message across a larger platform to like know what the fuck you're talking about, right? Like, why is there all of a sudden like no responsibility there? I don't understand. That doesn't make sense to me. Seems the stock guy made a 180 with his argument on GME. He's calling people he got into idiots. Skim through this vid. Oh, yeah. How does Mark Cuban get suckered into the Wall Street bit shit? I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I don't know. I truly don't know. He seems like a smart businessman. Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know how Mark Cuban made his money. The only person that I saw that was a somewhat mainstream media like stock or a mainstream like stockish figure talk about this was that didn't have dog shit fucking takes was, believe it or not, was Martin Shkreli. But even Shkreli in his post, the only thing that people seemed to take from his post that people were reading from was when he was saying that it could go to $1,000 a share. But even when he said that, I think he was saying that like that could take a year or something. I think you should focus on the largest people leading the charge. The problem is it's not just that. The problem is that like, and if you go to my subreddit and you look at that post, even I didn't realize how bad it was until you guys started doing homework for me. The problem is it almost seems like you'd have to be stupid to not think that like Robinhood and all the hedge funds were coming together to fuck you over. Everybody was in on this. And the problem is that like once we're done with this, all of these fucking content creators are going to go back to the same shit they said before, where it's like, oh, the media is sensationalist. Like, you guys, like, the media is the problem. Like, the media is just for profit. The media is just for profit. Remember all the lefties? Guess what lefties are doing when they're giving a sensationalist take because they know it's boosting their viewership? They're engaging in the same type of behavior that they're critical of mainstream media for engaging. Oh, you guys are just lying to make a profit. And you're lying because it's selling headlines, because you're getting a lot of viewers talking about it and hyping it up. Like, and I don't know, that's crazy to me. Like, I'm fucking here in Cancun. And it was so hard for me not to say anything, but I'm here in Cancun and there's like 4 nerdy guys next to us, like in some fucking thing, and I hear them talking about like the fucking stock and their investments and shit in it. It's like, oh my god, Jesus Christ! Like everyone in the fucking world jumped in on this meme shit.
GME at $300. We are showing the big bad hedge funds who's boss. GME at $90. We will hold, don't worry. The media is to blame. GME at $52. Omega lol, we were just memeing, but hey, would you like to buy some GME stocks? It's hot.
You gnome fuck!
Love you, buddy.
Love you too. Explain to me how it is that you'll defend Robinhood, a company seeking to IPO, when they go on CNBC to lie about the liquidity problems and call the stock guy for misinformation. Calling out moronic content creators is easy. How is it they always find a way to punch down? And where the fuck did you go? Okay. You don't know who I am if you think that I only punch down, okay? That's just you being ignorant as fuck about who the fuck I am and why the fuck my past is what it is and why I'm the only large fucking content creator on here without a fucking check mark, okay? You have no fucking idea why. I don't know why you would say that other than you just don't know anything about me, which is fine, okay? But it's also not an argument, okay? Number 2, defend Robinhood. I'm not defending Robinhood at all. I'm just explaining like why they've done what they've done. Is it possible that Robinhood could have had a little bit more foresight and have tried to raise money ahead of like all these people trading? Yeah, sure. There might have been things they could have done better. But there's a big difference between me, just because I'm saying that there's not an evil cabal of like Jewish financial wizards trying to steal all of your money with a coordinated fucking short ladder attack or whatever new terms you guys are making up. Just because like I'm saying that that's not the case doesn't mean I'm necessarily defending Robinhood. I don't even know what I would defend them here for. I don't even know what they would be attacked for here. Robinhood didn't really do much. There's not really much they could have done. So I'm not defending fucking Robinhood either, okay? When you say they lie about their liquidity, it's kind of strange to call it a liquidity problem it kind of is a liquidity problem. But when you say liquidity, that implies a lot more. Like, not being able to put up collateral is a kind of liquidity, but like, if you're going to call that a liquidity problem, literally every single problem anybody experiences ever in the history of all of business kind is a liquidity problem. Like, oh, why didn't you hire more employees? Oh, we have a liquidity problem. Like, oh, why was the shipment late yesterday? Oh, we have a liquidity problem. We couldn't hire faster trucks. Like, oh, why didn't you show up to work yesterday? Oh, I was sick. I have a liquidity problem. I couldn't afford good healthcare. Like, it's just dumb. Like, why everything is a liquidity problem, okay? Calling out moronic content creators is easy. Well, it's not when every single content creator is all unified in their dumb fuck take related to GME. It's not like everybody, yeah. What is this?
Thing is, how it can go right, how it can go wrong, how these people, instead of doing something that shouldn't be legal, did it, but got too greedy, got caught by a bunch of people who were fed the fuck up, and they lost $3 billion.
What were they doing that was illegal? Oh my god, there's so many people commenting on this. Oh my god.
There is like a whiplash. The fucking average investor is getting harmed from this. No, the average investor is only going to get harmed from this when the big boys start making money again, when GameStop's price corrects itself. For the time being, right now,
everything.
the people pushing are fucking actually regular average Joes. A big chunk of it is like retail investors. And those are the ones who are literally directly taking the money from fucking hedge funds that have absolutely abused the system for far too fucking long. So anyone who tells you like, oh no, it's the average Joe that's suffering right now is lying to you. If they say they're going to suffer tomorrow, then that's another thing. But if they're saying the average Joe suffering right now, they're fucking lying to you. These are hedge funds. You never get a perfect fucking villain. Hedge funds are Lex Luthor. Like, they are literally the perfect villain from...
They're the perfect villain for hedge funds. There is a ton of different hedge funds. Isn't like one of the largest hedge funds in the world? Is it, or in North America? Isn't it like the Ontario Teachers fucking hedge fund? Like, hedge funds can manage pensions of teachers and firefighters and police. Like, what is it? I feel like when people say a hedge fund, people think that a hedge fund is like a bunch of James Bond villains get together and they're like, let's go ahead and take all of our money and invest in the destruction of Flint, Michigan's water supply. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Do you even know what the fuck? Why the fuck are you even? If you identify as a socialist or communist, you should just never talk about the economy or finance. Just don't, because you have no idea what you're talking about. Just don't say anything. Just don't talk about it. Just avoid, like, save everybody the headache. Like, oh my god, just stop.
From a leftist POV, it's not like they're doing a net benefit to society, okay? They literally only work with the wealthiest investors on the planet, and they do shit like this all the fucking time. It is literally
shit like what? Shorting stocks?
The Pink Wug comic accurately describing the situation.
Did you hear about the Barstool Sports Bettor lost 70K? No, he lost 700K.
This is completely true, by the way.
Scenario in which they would either get rich or become victims of the Armageddon's.
Yep.
Literally queuing on tier trash.
Yep.
Your apps. Wow. Really? Donations? It says the government needs to step in. Sinister forces are destroying rich people money. And this is completely true, by the way. This is the fucking narrative. Okay? This is the narrative that we're going to be hearing. When our economy fucking implodes,
speaking of narratives,
because of rich people fucking around with it, that's just how it works. It's a system, blah blah. Very unfortunate. When regular people dip their balls into the Wall Street pudding, it is disruptive, and it is chaotic, and it is terrible. You know.
Stop saying that Vosh walked back on it. I don't give a fuck. Because Vosh still watches my stream. Of course he walked back on it after I started to do a bunch of investigations. But the problem is that all of these people still massively benefited from giving the takes in the first place. Like, it doesn't matter if you massively benefit from something and then walk it back over and 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 over again. Who cares? Like, good job. You correct yourself later. But you still, like, profited off of the sensationalism early on when you could have just done an hour of research. Like, 1 hour of research. That's, like, all I did. I did, like, a couple hours of research on those tops. I mean, to be fair, I knew a little bit about investing like prior to this, but I didn't know much about like any of this shit. It took like an hour or two to figure this out.
We're doing it just so happened to be on the exact day that Wall Street Bets was obliterating hedge funds on Wall Street. Just so happened to be, hey, yeah, on this day, we're doing a review, and come to find out, people said some very naughty things on this server. So I guess we have to shut it down because people say things all over the internet. It's not a coincidence that the day they took them down is the day that they were bankrupting hedge funds and taking down wealthy and powerful people. So look at the trend.
Another annoying thing, and I understand that this is always going to be the case with outside media people like reporting on this, and even for, it's funny because we memed about Wall Street Bets. We memed about that in my stream chat like a year ago. Like, dude, did you hear about Wall Street Bets? Have you ever heard? Like, anybody that's spent any amount of time in Wall Street Bets knows that, like, if you had spent any amount of time on Wall Street Bets and somebody was like, yo, they got banned for like a lot of like homophobic shit and everything, you'd be like, oh shit, I'm surprised it took this long. Like, yeah, no shit. Like, no, literally no one is surprised by this, unless you're some new frog that has like never heard of Wall Street Bets, or you don't know anything about the sub, and the first time you're hearing about it now is when you're trying to jump in on this fucking stock craze. Like, Destiny, you're also part of the opinion industry. It's cool that your opinion was researched according to this, but it's not like you've never profited from just having a hot take on something before. I mean, fine, criticize them because you believe they're being hypocritical or very dumbless, but I assume you're aware you as a person has really profited from the opinion industry. I have no problems with anybody profiting from the opinion industry. What I have a problem with is somebody shoveling shit and pretending like it's fucking gold. And then and then making a fuck ton of money off of it. Especially, and it's especially egregious in this case because now they're actually causing their viewers to lose money on it. So now it's like worse than it ever has been before. Because now they're actually like actively harming instead of passively harming. Normally we just passively harm our viewers by giving them dog shit opinions that they're going to argue with their mom and dad and stepsister about. But now they're actively harming them because a lot of these dipshits are signing up for these trading ups for the first time and actually losing their ass on it. To other hedge funds, by the way. The super ironic part about all of this is that leftists worked... I have never seen lefties work harder in my life. I've never in my life seen leftists work harder to make hedge funds richer than they have during this whole GME fiasco. True. That's a based tweet, my friend. How do you think a liquidation problem for a broke dealer the same as a liquidation problem for hiring or going to the hospital? I'm just saying, I'm just saying that technically you can call everything a liquidity problem. Like, because technically everything could be solved in business by having more money, kind of, sort of. So I'm just saying, like, calling everything a liquidity problem kind of is dumb. Oh, wait, let me listen to the rest of this.
Trick. What's the first thing they go for? Censorship. They go for censorship and they go for, like, political correctness. Oh, you're going to defend them? I guess you like hate speech. I guess you like racism. I guess you like sexism. I guess you like every negativism. I guess you are those things if you're defending them. See what they do? Oh. Now, sorry, but it has to be said. Anybody who ever cheered on censorship, this is the logical conclusion. You thought it was only going to be used against, like, genuinely bad people or whatever? Are you kidding me? Of course, censorship will always be used against the powerless when they go after the powerful. Censorship will always be used to protect the elites and the establishment. Because guess what? It's the elites and it's the establishment who have all the fucking power. So of course they're going to go after anybody who threatens or questions their authority. And that's what Wall Street Bets was doing. They were taking down powerful people.
Wow.
So they come up with a BS argument and they took them down from Discord.
What's in it? There's like some song, Fight the Power. I feel like I've heard this song before. What is this? Another
They halted trading.
Uh-oh.
They halted trading. So in other words, when regular people started playing the market and making money, shut it all down. Can't have that.
You gnome fuck!
And now they're actually having a conversation. I'm not kidding about
Thanks.
this. This popped up on Twitter right before I came on air to talk to you guys. They're actually having a conversation about potentially bailing out some of these companies, which is beyond ridiculous. I'll read you the exact tweet here. This is from Street Insider. It's like a Wall Street news company, I guess. CNBC's David Faber said he is hearing a number of hedge funds are in similar trouble that Melvin Capital saw in its GameStop situation and may need to be bailed out. Look at the wording. May need to be bailed out. So stop and think about this. When you say, hey, we need health care...
Government bailouts are not the same as looking for another company to bail you out. He's not really going to make this mistake. He's gonna say later. Now I know technically when they say bailout, they weren't looking for a government bailout. I know he's gonna go on to correct himself. I'm sorry.
How many of these people spreading bullshit about GME actually believe what they are saying versus the misinformed / too lazy to research? In your opinion?
I don't know. He's gonna correct. He's gonna like clarify. Don't worry. Sorry. Hold on. Let me. Hold on. My bad. 1 second.
And may need to be bailed out. Look at the wording. May need to be bailed out. So stop and think about this. When you say, hey, we need health care, because 40,000 to 65,000 Americans die every year because they don't have access to basic health care. Tens of millions of Americans don't have health insurance. Medical bills is one of the top causes of bankruptcy. So you say we need health care, we need education, including college. We have over $1 trillion in student loan debt. We need survival checks because 60% of the businesses that
it's coming.
closed because of COVID
hold
are
on.
now permanently closed.
He's coming with it.
30% of the country can't make their housing payment.
When
you say those things, what do they say to you? Shut up, suck it up, here's some bootstraps. But when Wall Street billionaire hedge funds make shitty speculative bets
and then ask for bailouts from other private companies, private firms, right? He's hold on, he's about to say, 1 second.
And they lose, we quote, need a bailout. You need a bailout? You need a bailout. No. You want a bailout. Welfare for the people is somehow discounted immediately and not taken seriously, but corporate welfare is something that you need.
I don't understand how you can do political commentary for this long and not just like by osmosis, like pick up like a little bit of what you're talking about. Like I would expect Kalinske to be one of those people where it's like, I would be scared of talking to you and disagreeing with you because like you've been in this industry so long, you must know a lot just by virtue of being here for so long. I would say it's actually impressive how long he's been commentating, yet how clueless he is about literally everything. Like it's actually, he must have like a shield. He must have like an iron dome to shoot down incoming information missiles before they ever make it into the country of Kyle Kalinski's brain. Like,
GameStop rebellion continues. My friends, you are witnessing.
Oh no. And now Tim Pool comes out. Destiny, you said multiple times that you thought Kyle Kalinske was dumber than I was. Well, haha. Hold on a minute, okay? Hold on one moment there.
The GameStop rebellion continues. My friends, you are witnessing.
Oh my god. Wait a second. We thought that Kyle Kalinske was the dumbest motherfucker in the world. But then all of a sudden, you see peeking his head over the wall. I can't.
Years.
I'm too lazy to look at the actual song. Okay, never mind. Fuck it. I just wanted the Titan song of the dumb fuck Titan don't bring his head over the goddamn wall.
The GameStop rebellion continues. My friends, you are witnessing history. The people are rising up in the only way they can, and the only way they know how right now to actually make some change. Challenging the billionaires, but the machine is fighting back. Desperate to stave off billions of dollars in losses, they're colluding in the open with big tech firms to restrict the ability of the little guy to buy stock, but they'll let you sell so the stock crumbles. Right now, the latest reporting is coming from Reuters. Losses on short positions in U.S. firms top $70 billion. $70 billion. Oh, the pain's coming. They're rigging the game. They're trying to stop the people, but I don't think it's going to work. The shills are still out and about, however. Those trying to distract us from what's going on, those pushing rage bait garbage issues, distracting everyone from what's really going on right now. And we can see them for who they really are. But boy, do we have a lot happening. A reoccupying of Wall Street may be upon us, and I mean this literally. One group saying they will lead a protest to Zuccotti Park in New York to protest, to reoccupy. And these are Republicans. These are young Republicans saying we've had enough of bailing out these companies. My friends, we are also witnessing 2 major lawsuits being filed against Robinhood, the app that suspended the ability to buy stock, but will allow you to sell it. That way the price tanks. And
so, like, this is what I'm thinking. This is like my thought process, okay? Because my thought process is I try to think like nothing can be too simple, right? You have to see it from multiple points of view, right? So, like, when I first started to hear, like, oh, they suspended buying but not selling, like, well, that seems like a blatantly corrupt thing to do. That seems like a pretty out in the air, openly fucking corrupt thing to do. So, what actually happened? Like, is it actually just like blatant open corruption, or might there be like another explanation? I don't know. That's kind of what I think of. Like when you see something where it's like, wait a second, this is just like blatantly horribly corrupt. It's like, well, hold on. Maybe there might be another explanation for this, right? Like legal goes into the lawsuit stuff. I honestly don't give a fuck. I'd be shocked if any lawsuit fucking has any teeth at all, but who knows. In the Legal Eagle video, he explains that the lawsuits are dead on arrival. Oh, nice. Robinhood closed buy orders only to decrease their collateral from $3 billion under $1 billion. They should just increase margin requirements on the customers. Sure. That's probably last many times. What's your prediction for GME tomorrow? I said yesterday that GME would go under $60, and I was wrong on that. It took 2 days for it to happen. So now the DGG analyst desk is going to take a break. Our prediction was 1 day delayed, and you know what? We have a higher standard of quality at the DGG analyst desk. So.
There is a deep desire in a sizable chunk of the American public to dethrone the elites who collaborated to make life miserable for them. The beautiful bets is that it's nonviolent, doesn't have as collateral damage other ordinary people, and it beautifully exposes how the whole rotten system is utterly and completely fake. And if it's fake, it can be just as easily made to benefit society at large as it is currently made to benefit the hedge funders and other economic royalists. At its core, what is going on with GameStop is about the fact that ordinary folks were willing to risk their money with very real stakes. They get it. And they did it just to have the chance to make some greedy elites suffer. And it's also about the fact that with collective action and solidarity, even the mighty can fall. There is a deep desire in a sizable
take down a $13 billion hedge fund.
Oh, yeah. That's the one I tweeted. You want to add Philip DeFranco? You guys should just post on the subreddit.
So no cutesy intro, we're jumping straight into the news and the dumpster fire that is this AMC GameStop Robinhood story. Do you know how much you have to have messed up to get AOC, Dave Portnoy, Ted Cruz, and Donald Trump Jr. on the same side? And the answer is a lot.
Why would she host me? I'm gonna be done streaming soon. In like 20 minutes.
A ton. If you tried to quantify it, it would sound like a made-up number that a child came up with, like 11 gajillion. So while this is still a developing situation, in part what I'm talking about here is that Robinhood today decided to make it so that you could not buy new stock for GameStop, AMC, BlackBerry, Nokia, Bed Bath & Beyond, and more. And that move comes as the stock market has been heavily upended by a group of Redditors from the subreddit Wall Street Bets. We've been covering this story this week where you have people on Wall Street Bets and kind of just retail investors in general, leveraging a process known as short squeezing to force hedge funds to take a massive loss in stocks. And while short squeezing is by no means a new tactic, their efforts were just wholly unprecedented. For example, GameStop share price surged to $470 today, but just half a year ago, it was only $4. So that's why this week we've seen so many people just buying and buying and buying this stock up until Robinhood users like myself logged in this morning and found they could no longer buy new stock, instead only allowing us
Why the fuck is Philip DeFranco trading on fucking Robinhood, dude? You've got to be like a multi-fucking millionaire by now. Why the fuck are you trading on this fucking shitter app for fucking Reddit teenagers? What is wrong with you?
Sell off existing shares of these select stocks. And so notably, this one-way pipeline meant that Robinhood, in effect, only allowed moves that would continue to push the stock back down, with Robinhood citing in a statement recent volatility, saying that it also raised margin requirements for certain securities. And so this loss of Robinhood was a massive setback for many Wall Street Bets traders, right? And with this, we saw many of the stocks plummet, though it is a developing situation. Some have gone back up, it's all over the place. And while Robinhood is not the only company to make this call, right? More traditional brokerages like TD Ameritrade and Charles Schwab have also restricted some forms of trading. It just feels worse with Robinhood. I mean, they built their whole identity around this idea of democratizing finance for all. So that's why a lot of people, including myself, are pissed. Which is why I'll say, one, as a longtime Robinhood customer, I'm fucking furious. I'm moving my money. And two, in the past, they've actually had spots on my show. And so let me make this very clear. I'm not suspending future Robinhood spots. I am completely canceling them And I don't care how much money I got offered. I'm not taking them back on, right? Many people, including myself, understood the inherent risk of investing into a number of these stocks. It was high volatility, right? I might lose all my money. The market is the market, but when you make it so that people can only sell, and you're widely seen as the brokerage for the everyday person, and this whole movement has been charged by the everyday person, what the fuck do you expect to happen when on that app you make it so people can only sell? And all of that is why we're seeing people like Representative Rashida Tlaib speaking out, saying this is beyond absurd. The Financial Services Committee need to have a hearing on Robinhood's market manipulation. They're blocking the ability to trade to protect Wall Street hedge funds stealing millions of dollars from their users to protect people who use the stock market as a casino for decades. It wasn't just the Joe Blows and the politicians speaking out. We saw a number of internet creators chiming in, hitting on that same note, like Ethan Klein, who wrote, "Why the fuck do we protect hedge funds? They're parasitic money black."
Snake, this is Campbell.
Okay, we're done.
It is time to fight the Lalilulalo again. This time they have infiltrated a website called Wall Street Bets. You have to fight Psycho Mantis, who started to mind control everyone there, including some social media personalities.
Do you think stopping all trades on these stocks would look better optically? No. And that's the funny thing that nobody fucking thought about. If Robinhood would have stopped all trades instead of just buys, do you know what people would be spam posting? They would be spam posting, "Why the fuck can I not fucking close my position on this stock? I should be able to sell my stock. They're holding my money. They're stealing my fucking money, and I can't fucking sell. Now I'm watching the price go down on other fucking things, and I can't sell. It's the worst thing in the fucking world." All they have to do is stop buys. If everybody would all of a sudden have the right story. If all they need are collateralization requirements, it doesn't matter if we sell the stock. We should always be able to sell. What the fuck are they doing? That's what would happen if they only restricted the buys and the sells. Why the fuck would you keep your customers from closing a position? That sounds like so fucking scary. But nobody even stops for like a microsecond to think like how that would have played out. What's your take on Mark Cuban's AMA? I'll be going over that a lot. Mark Cuban is probably, well, he's one of the people that gives the least fuck about anything, I would have to say, of course. But I think Mark Cuban is one of the people that should probably be held the most responsible. Because Mark Cuban literally showed up and like Batmaned his way into that sub, trying to seem like he was like some shining fucking beacon of hope for all the people that were like left bag holding, basically. For the corrupt Wall Street Bets mods that were trying to get rich off of their stupid fucking users. Elon Musk as well. Although Elon Musk always tweets like a fucking child. Like, I expect Elon Musk to be... Elon Musk is an idiot when it comes to anything outside of a very narrow purview of interests. And anybody intelligent knows this at this point. If you're taking Elon Musk's, like... If Elon Musk isn't specifically talking about, like, fucking building a rocket or building a fucking car, you should be ignoring every single fucking thing that Elon Musk says. Elon Musk is to cars and rockets what Jordan Peterson is to, like, developmental or self-help psychology. Very, very, very fucking good when they're talking about what they know about, and immediately tuned the fuck out when they open their mouth about any other fucking thing. For some reason, Elon Musk and Jordan Peterson both have this problem where they get very good in their particular thing, and then all of a sudden they think they're an expert on literally every single fucking thing that they can talk about. I don't know why or how. I don't know how this happens to some people and not to others, but holy shit. Destiny, does he even know anything about cars or rockets, or does he just shun his way into them by hiring actual people who know shit? Whether or not Elon Musk knows anything about cars or rockets, or just finds good people to work that shit, I would give him credit either way. I mean, like, I didn't think Tesla was going to last this long. They've had a lot of problems, and their road has been incredibly fucking bumpy. But it seems like they're still holding on. And Tesla's still doing cool shit. Not Tesla, I'm sorry. SpaceX is still doing cool shit, so... yeah, I don't know. We'll see. How do you feel about Chamath Pali? Is that the 700K dude? I don't get how that company's worth so much but makes so little. That's speculation, my dude. Don't you feel like Tesla could be viewed as a massive Ponzi scheme? I don't know, my dude. We'll see. I don't know why people... I'd have to read into it more. I don't know why people think that company's going to be worth so much. I'm not sure. Can you explain why Robinhood stopped trading on a number of stocks but not all of them? Why? I feel like I'm not going to explain it anymore. When I do my big manifesto, the most fun part about my big manifesto is I'm going to have like a 15-minute intro where I explain everything, and I'm pretty sure in 15 minutes I can make anybody understand basically everything that's happened. Like, it's that simple. But I'm not going to, but I've explained this like 30 times. I'm not going to do it over again. So just wait until I do my big write-up on it or whatever. But, like, I'm pretty sure I can explain like in 15, 20 minutes, more or less, like everything that's happened. Because nothing here is like that complicated. Like, it's, or at least I don't think so. This is Chamath. Oh, I see people type the name a lot, but I honestly have no idea who the guy is. CEO of Social Capital. Social Capital. Oh no. Is this some dumb fuck like wants to be like a socialist hedge fund manager or some stupid shit? What is this? He owns the Warriors? Oh, okay, I don't know. I have no idea. He's a VC dude. Oh, gotcha. He was a VP of Facebook. He's a theoretical. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that there was going to be this level of misinformation spread in such a coordinated manner by so many different influencers. The point of a short squeeze is to force shorts to buy by increasing collateral requirements. If your broker halts the stock because of collateral requirements, it's literally your fault. The point of a short squeeze is to force shorts to buy by increasing collateral requirements. Wait, what? No, you're talking about different types of collateral, and I don't even think it's true. I thought the point of a short squeeze is to make it so that you start to buy up all of the securities that the person with the short position would need to shore up their position. That's the whole point. The point is that you know he needs to buy shares back at some point, so you hold on to them and you don't sell until the price skyrockets. The collateral requirements talking about like set by like DTC or by like a clearinghouse are going to be totally different. That's not related to that collateral requirement. It's a totally different thing. Are you going to go on panels with Vosh? I guess, yeah, depends on what panel we're on. I still don't think I'll go on with that Rob guy. The skyrocketing price is also because you're buying a lot of shares. Buying shares puts some upward momentum on price, but not as much as the fact that you know they need them back. That's what's supposed to drive the price. That Sean shit as well. Oh, shit. Did you guys see that Jen tweet from a year ago for Sean and Jen? Supposedly, so basically Sean outsourced like 90% of the work to his fucking videos to Jen. She watched all the videos. She timestamped all the things for his videos. She put together all the talking points and shit. And apparently that's why he doesn't make any new fucking videos anymore. It's because she doesn't work for him anymore. That's why he does like 2 videos a year. That actually makes so much more sense then when you look at how dog shit his takes on Twitter are compared to his like YouTube videos. That's pretty funny. Do you think we will get many people coming on to debate after the manifesto? Nope. I don't think anybody will actually actively want to come and talk about this. Because I think most people realize they don't really know what they're talking about. But they cashed out. They got their dumb little fucking meme moment. And they made money on it. They don't give a fuck. They'll probably peace out. Does Wall Street Bet unironically think GME is going up again? Yes. Wall Street Bet right now thinks that Wall Street Bet is going to lie to you, and they're going to try to say, like, oh, no, like, we know it's a meme, like, we know we're all going to lose, blah, blah, blah. There are a lot of people there that think that stock is going to $1,000 still. That's why they keep trying to, like, falsely compare it over and over again to the Volkswagen short squeeze. Remember the graphs? You are here. We're right at the dip, and it's about to go to the moon. 1,000,000%. Can you explain how the one Wall Street Bet guy made huge gains on GME starting months ago? Because that guy months ago, it was a combination of he did a lot of due diligence, she died twice. Oh, she did beat it. She died twice. He did a lot of due diligence, and he'd been holding for a long, long, long time. And then probably a little bit of luck as well. Did he sell? I know he liquidated enough that he's like a millionaire now. But I think he held on to some things to like follow the memes on the subreddit. But does it make you sad that every time you have a simple discussion with people, everyone thinks it's a fucking debate? Well, the problem is that what I said before is that like Hajri, thanks. The problem is what I said before is that like I legitimately believe that if you spend like 2 hours of research on a particular topic, you will be more informed than most content creators. Not even, I'm ignoring the general audience, but like even most people that act like they're experts talking about things, you'll probably be more informed than them if you spend like a couple hours reading on a particular topic. Like unironically, like it's not an exaggeration.
I just want to say for the record that he kept saying I didn't want to talk about legal things, but he was explicitly calling out these firms for illegal activities. So naked shorting is illegal. Firms have been censored for this, and they have been fined for this. And so it is explicitly an illegal or a legal accusation that he's making. The same thing when they're saying that Robinhood is front-running your orders when they're sending it to market makers. So what front-running is they look and they see, hey, you want to buy 100 Robinhood stocks. So I'm going to go to the market, I'm going to buy those 100 Robinhood stocks, and then I'm going to sell them back to you. That's illegal front running, and that's what he's accusing them of. What the market makers have to do is if they want to accept the orders onto their books, they have to give you the current best price in the market or better in order to sell that deal flow over to them, right? So they can pay to take the other side of those trades because they know you're a bunch of dumb fucks and you're probably going to lose all your money. And so they'd rather pay to be able to get those positions rather than someone else in the market potentially getting those. That's the whole point of paying for order flow. What Citadel was accused of was a bunch of old algorithms. They made about $5 million by illegally front-running because of a coding error. They paid $22 million in fines, but they're paying $300 million a quarter or more for this retail order flow. Why would you pay $300 million to make $5 million over 4 years? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't disagree. What's up?
Yeah, and then I guess a big thing that I'm just really disappointed in the stock guy for is he had a massive platform to
educate people. Yeah.
Yeah.
How cool would it be if people that were like leading that like get massive platforms doing this were like, hey guys, let's talk about like what's actually going on. Like, let's. I feel like, did you ever see Jon Stewart talking to Kramer?
Yeah, it was actually great. Yeah, and I tried to reach out to the stock guy. He denied my friend request twice because I figured, hey, if he was going to go talk, I can spend 5 minutes filling him in on what's happening, and he can not be ill-informed about this. And like, I understand that he's doing a Twitch stream and everything, and he can't do research. But if you have a platform to go talk with a congresswoman about a pressing issue that could impact the lives of millions of Americans, and you just fucking waste it on memes and fake outrage, I think that's absolutely obscene.
Yeah, it's like your Twitch channel is called The Stock Guy. Like, people are probably looking at you for some level of guidance. And then it feels like he's in like the 2011 era where it's like, oh, well, I can't control what my audience does. Like, I'm just here being a memer, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're going to tweet at AOC and say, hey, I want to give you a perspective from the common guy, and then she's saying you're coming on as like a stock expert, well, I'd certainly hope that you had at least a fundamental understanding of how the market works. And it appears that he like really just doesn't.
Yeah, because then he starts throwing around like a whole bunch